Like. How you going, big world? It's KJ KOOL here. Remember, this is the fake news where we do little research. I mean, it's just our opinions, isn't it, guys? Gosh, let's go. This is a trigger warning for anyone that suffers from snowflake-itis. Hi guys, I thought everyone liked my video on the narcissists of YouTube, so I thought let's just go in a little bit more depth to the grandiose. The ones that I think are the most full-on with their grandiose narcissism. Let's look into them. This is Dr. Ramani, and she knows where it's at. She has studied narcissism for 20 years. She is the boss player in spotting the narcissists of the world. And Dr. Ramani is going to talk about why you should never tell a narcissist they're a narcissist. And I think this is what's going on with these three people and why they just keep coming back and coming back. But I didn't do that. Like, they've always got excuses, reasons, and they're trying to convince the world that we're all narcissists and we're not. And Dr. Ramani will explain it. Let's go.
Really? Because I would actually say you're the narcissist. And then they'll go on a 20-minute tirade about how you're the narcissist, and they'll gaslight you, and they'll manipulate you, and they'll throw in some insults, and by the time they're done with you and do that number on you, you are going to think you're the narcissist. Is that really worth it? You can't call them out because, newsflash, they're not listening to you. They never have listened to you. So why all of a sudden, when you want to share the big reveal that, hey, you're a narcissist, why do you think that on that day they're going to say, now I take you seriously, so I'm going to listen? They're not going to. Least of all, when you're giving them really uncomfortable feedback about themselves.
That sounds familiar with our friend Jamie boy. He can't let anything go. He has to respond to every hate, diss, whatever happens to him. And he's still raving on. Apparently he's had a big break and he's come back and he is still raving on about there wasn't that many boys. You guys made out there was 20 boys that I messaged that were underage. There was only 15. Whatever, man. There shouldn't have even been one. I just can't deal with you constantly thinking what you have done was okay. And the way you make out that it's okay is you're like, they didn't tell me their age. Like, you put stuff back on them. It's all on you. And I know you've taken some credit that next time I will check people's IDs. Man, you just got to stop responding in such a excessive way. Like a 40-minute video, responding, talking fast. But since you're a narcissist, this is why you're doing it, because you can't handle anybody dissing your perfect character. And this is why you still have to do it. If anything, come back and own what you need to, but don't go over that was wrong and that was wrong and I didn't do that. That's where you fail, Mr. Narcissist, Jamie boy. And to think with all the scandals that have happened with this kid, he came back, still with the same attitude. He hasn't bloody fixed anything. He's still as arrogant as ever. I know he's young, so he's got a chance. That's all I have to say. But man, I hope he's in some solid counseling, because I don't know what counselor would have said, yeah, after your big break on YouTube because you got called out for messaging underage boys, just come back and keep defending it. No psychologist would have said that. I'm sorry, because that's what we call gaslighting, and that's what we also call narcissistic behavior. And just between you and me, guys, I think he paid all those boys off. They were all youngsters, and he's probably offered them all 10, 20 grand to shush and to sign an agreement and they'll never talk about it. That's how they deal with ish like that in the big celebrity world. And I reckon he has paid a bunch of boys off. That's just my hot tip between you and me. Don't tell anyone. See these two ladies? Trish, that rhymes like fish, and Blabby Spammer. These two, I believe, are exceptionally similar, except Gabby's a lot more aggressive and hateful and bitter, whereas Trish, she's comes across a bit more friendly because she's quite emotional and cries. I believe they're very honest people, but I also believe that they are the right fighters to the day they die. They need to change this, because that is why they are huge narcissists, because nobody can say anything about them without them responding. Now, of late, Trisha has been not responding as much, but she just can't handle someone saying something about her that's wrong. She has to fix it. And there's no need, man. There's no need. You can just let Ish go. For real, for real, for real. But as Dr. Romney said, me saying you need to stop, they're not going to hear it and they're not going to stop. So at the end, she's going to give some very sage advice for everybody for how we can, as a world, stop these crazy narcissists on YouTube, because all they do is cause havoc and negativity. That's all they do.
So when you call a person out on being a narcissist, number one, you're putting yourself in harm's way. And by harm's way, I don't mean they're going to beat you up. Maybe they are. But I mean more that they're going to empty both barrels into you. They are going to go completely off on you. And it's going to be hurtful and uncomfortable. That's number one. Number two, they're not going to hear you. So your long explanation and handing them books and showing them videos and saying, now I get it, do you want to get it too? Not only is it not going to change anything, it's probably going to make things worse. I get it. You figured something out. You want to show them. And some people say, you know what? I want them to know I've got your number. Come on, you guys. I know some of you are thinking, I want them to know I get them. I see it. I'm going to call them out on it. And I get it. It keeps you up all night, right? Like, I finally get it. I so have their number. I'm so going to let them know I have their number. And it feels like this moment of revelation. It feels like the moment you're going to get the one thing nobody ever gets in a relationship with a narcissist. And that's justice. Trust me, it ain't going to happen now.
That's an awesome point, because that is so right when they all want to have their point heard. But when we say something back, we're haters, we don't get it, all the rest of that. They've got mental illness and we're picking on them. We just want justice. We want them to hear. They're never going to hear us because they don't want to. Narcissists do not have empathy in the same sense as an everyday person does. A narcissist's empathy is fake, and they will only give in a little when they're not getting what they want. And this is a perfect example with frenemies. Trisha lost it, and Ethan's just like, nah, I don't want a bar of it. I don't want her back in my life. I don't want this. And he has stood his ground, which is awesome, because he would have been affected if he didn't say that, because she's going to be his sister-in-law. And you don't cause all these problems. You don't release private messages. You don't say all these bad things when this person's going to be in your family forever. She is a perfect example of a narcissist, in my opinion. Let's look at our favorite narcissist on YouTube, Mrs. Blabby. This one is in full flight at the moment. Even Trish has backed down, but then she is in counseling, so she's probably starting to realize. I don't think Trish is as full on as Blabby. That is faux show.
And most importantly, the best way to school the narcissist, it's not to tell them they're a narcissist. The best way to do it is to slowly but surely start pulling back the narcissistic supply. It's a gradual distancing. You're no longer engaging. You're no longer a source of supply, nor are you a source of bait. Initially, that narcissist, you know what's going to happen. They're going to actually try to pull you back in. They're frustrated. You're no longer playing with them. You're no longer playing their ground game. That is how you show them that you got it. You don't have to tell them you got it. Your lack of engagement is all the lesson you need to show them. And when they go on their usual gaslighting rants, or their invalidation, or they're ignoring you, you can smile knowingly, turn to other sources of support in your world, and know you figured this out, and never again are you going to be their punching bag.
Did you hear that, guys? Your lack of engagement is what's going to stop them. Now, they are perfect words for social media because these people, they engage again and again and again, and they stir other people up, and then they re-engage, and it's just like bop, 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 bop. It's just like ping pong. And this girl, she's real loose at the moment. She is, I don't believe in solid counseling, like cognitive therapy. I don't believe. She may be seeing a psychiatrist and getting medicated. I don't believe she's in a reflection mode. I believe Trish is. Don't believe Jamie is, and I don't believe Blabby is because of their actions. They haven't changed. And this girl just is so over the top. Look at her. She is over the top, and she thinks she's the most perfect looking, gorgeous, clever. Everything she does is just awesome. Her singing's awesome. Everything. She falls into the grandiose narcissist like a textbook. That's why I just think all these people that are being affected by the ish that she says, like Jessie Smiles and Joey Graceffa, all these people that she just is stirring up, she wants you to engage. She wants you to come back so then she can come back. So if everyone could just start ignoring these people, they will be suffocated. And they will get frustrated and eventually they'll stop. But the more and more everyone back and forth on YouTube, they all do it. I just see it as it's just a game and I don't like the game anymore. I really don't. I'm over it. Like, people do drama channels and stuff and they talk about the incidents that happen. Like, you said that and that wasn't good. And then she said that and that was good. And then it's like commentating on what was good and bad that they said. What about me doing videos on showing how to stop these goddamn narcissists? That's why I've started thinking I need to do these because I have intelligence and I have a very strong understanding about psychology. Anyway, I just think as a whole, we need to stop enabling these narcissists. That's all that's happening. That biting back every time is not helpful for them or their career. Now, I just feel that Gabbie doesn't have a manager because as if she'd listen to him anyway. James probably has had some form of management pull him back and suck it all up, but not much. Trish, she's probably the one that is improving the most, but she's still doing it. And Gabbie, man, you are nothing but a narcissist at the moment, and all you're doing for yourself and your career is annihilating it. There's nothing good coming out of you constantly back and forwarding and releasing every single receipt that you've ever had on someone. Like, it's just rank. And the thing that I think has stirred most people up of late is the whole Jessie Smiles incident. Like, Jessie was one of her close friends, and then Jessie was the R word by another guy. Yeah, Gabbie, this girl is pregnant and you shouldn't be stirring her up. And the reason why she's biting back is because when you're pregnant, you're an emotional fool. Everything stirs you up. So you're going to get a good bite back off someone who's pregnant. That's what's stupid about you, Gabbie. Don't mess with pregnant people. Honestly, you're just proving the point that you are an insane narcissist, because all the rest of us, we wouldn't have a go at our pregnant friend. We wouldn't stir up all this emotion because you just don't do that to someone when they're in that state. But then again, you've got ADD, haven't you, Gabbie? And everyone's stirring you up. Man, you need to get into some serious cognitive therapy. I'd put $1,000 on this right now. No therapist in this world would be allowing you to carry on like you are right now on the YouTubes. I swear, if anyone wants to bet with me $1,000, I'm up for it because I know I'll win. And one more little antidote that I just thought I'd like to tell you guys. When I did my bachelor degree in acting, I was asked to leave after the first year, and it wasn't what you would think it would be. Basically, I had an emotional barrier, and they were like, you're an awesome actress, but whenever you have to act sad, you're really shit at it, which indicates to us that you've got some real emotional issues you need to deal with. And they were very correct. I did. So I took a year off and I went to hardcore counseling, man. And I did. I had some serious issues. And this is why I see today all these people on YouTube, they haven't had the experience a trained actor gets. They're just doing what they do and then just putting themselves out there with all their problems. Whereas when you study acting, they're just full on. They're full on with you because they want to prepare you for the big world. And this is where YouTubers fail a lot. And I've seen it a lot lately. So I thought I'm going to start doing more psychologically based videos because I have answers for many of these reasons of why these people are doing it. Anyway, you feel me? Ya dig. If you like these videos, let me know. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And remember, use all your jazzy little hands over all the jazzy little buttons because you know it makes one little koala really, really happy. And if you sub, please let me know because I want to send you 50 years of free good vibes. I mean, these days, that is a bloody bargain. Cheers, ballers!
That's true. Things ain't going like things should. It's all on you.